Today's video, I'll be showing you how to replace your fill valve in your toilet. So here we have the old fill valve. You can see it's just really corroded over, and we're having issues when you flush the toilet. It's just taking a really long time to fill up. That's due to the corrosion that's going to be in the fill valve. So here we're going to replace it with the Fluid Master. Make sure that the water is turned off to your supply line for your toilet. We're going to flush the toilet. We just want to make sure that we remove any water that's inside of the tank itself. Keep a rag close by and basically just put it underneath. When we remove the supply line, water is going to spill over onto the floor. Once you remove the supply line, you're going to want to remove that nut that actually secures the fill valve to the tank itself. Once you remove the fastening nut, that will allow you to remove the fill valve. So here we have all of our components for the new fill valve. Right here we have this little gasket. We're going to take the middle part of the gasket and rip it out. Now you're going to take that gasket and you're going to work it onto the shaft of the new fill valve. Push it all the way down to the shaft until it's flush with this top mount. Now we're going to put our fill valve inside. Just make sure that this portion right here that actually allows the water to come out from the supply line into the toilet, make sure that it's facing your flush valve. Now we're going to fasten our nut. And just make sure that you hand tighten it. You don't have to over torque it. Reconnect your supply line. Here you have your clip that connects to your flush valve, and that allows you to connect your hose from your fill valve to your flush valve to allow the water to go through. Now, I always caution, if you are going to use this clip, be very careful when you're putting it onto your flush valve. If you move it too much, you will cause stress cracks on your flush valve. And what happens oftentimes, if you're too rough when you're doing this, your toilet will have a continuous run of water and you'll have to actually replace the entire flush valve. So I recommend, if you don't have to use it, don't. If you are experienced, then just make sure you're very careful when you're putting it on. But this one has this little bezel right here with the cap, and I'm basically just going to connect my hose from my fill valve and just put it right into my flush valve without actually having to use this clip. Made alterations to my hose as far as the length, and I put it right into the flush valve. Go ahead and turn your supply line back on. And we're basically right now, we're going to let it fill up one more time just to ensure that we have the proper water level that is needed. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.